The following is a production of the Averett Sports Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to live coverage of Averett baseball here on the Averett Sports Network. I'm Drew Wilson, bringing you Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Maryville took the first game by a score of 6-0, and we are getting ready to start Game 2.
Leading off for the Scots, Andrew Henry.
We'll get to our lineups in just a second, as first pitch is coming from Matt Tuggle, and that one misses for ball one. Lineup for Game 2 today: Andrew Henry at second base, Logan Hayes at third base, Bryce Radaha in left field, Johnny Carpenter in right field. As that one in there for a strike. DH is Alden Wright. Drew Johnson at first base, Eric Hart behind the plate, Sam Jokerst in center field, Patrick Messenger at shortstop. As that one hits the outside corner for strike two to Henry. Joe Logsdon on the mound in Game 2 here today for Maryville. So pretty much a very similar lineup to what we've seen from Maryville, only a few changes for the Scots as Henry fouls that one out of play to the left side. A little bit different lineup, though, for the Cougars, making some changes, just trying to see if they can get anything that could work, as they've been in a little bit of an offensive rut. 1-2 pitch from Tuggle, swung on and missed for strike three. So the Cougars get Game 2 today off to a good start with the strikeout of Henry, and that'll bring up Logan Hayes.
Third baseman, Logan Hayes.
For the Cougars out in the field, you got Tuggle on the mound. Tyler Featheroff behind the plate here in Game 2. Chase McKinney still at third base. Chip Granderson stays at shortstop. Hunter LaPrelle playing second base today. Give Hunter Ashworth a game off as the first pitch swung on and missed from Hayes. Bradley Tickle still at first. A few changes in the outfield for the Cougars. Get to those in just a second as the 0-1 pitch on the way from Tuggle. Misses low for ball one. In left field, Zach DiCarlo getting the start. Dallas Smithers in center, and in right field, Matt Wall seeing his first action of the year. Ball in the dirt, so 2-1 the count. Fastball in there for strike two. And the 2-2 pitch just misses low for ball three, so full count. Turning out to be a beautiful day here at Owen Fulton Field. The sun is out. After a gloomy start to the day this morning, the sun has come out, and winds not too bad today. Still a little cool, but not too bad, as Hayes goes down swinging, and two batters up, two strikeouts for Matt Tuggle, the right-hander, dealing here early on in this Game 2 of the doubleheader. Tuggle entered today's game with a 1-2 record. This is his fourth start of the year. Has 25 strikeouts, plus the two he's already gotten today, so 27. That leads the team. First pitch in the dirt for ball one to Bryce Radaha. Tuggle with a .429 earned run average. Does have one save in relief. Pitch misses high for ball two. So, as I said, this is his 4th start, but 9th appearance, so he has made quite a few relief appearances this year for the Cougars. 2-0 is the count, and the ball fouled out of play off to the left side. Tuggle's ERA does lead the regular group of pitchers that qualify in earned run average. And swung on a miss for strike 2. We saw Cody Johnson in game 1 pitch 7 stellar innings before things kind of fell apart in the 8th. He had 7 strikeouts, so Tuggle following suit so far today. And the pitch lined out left against the fence down toward the Averett bullpen. Two and two still the count to Maryville's best hitter. Little half swing, foul down the left field line. Still 2-2 is the count to Radaha. And strike 3 called. And Matt Tuggle strikes out the side. That's a good start for the Cougars here in game 2. We'll go to the bottom of the first. When we come back, it will be Chip Granderson, Dallas Smithers, and Chase McKinney leading things off for Averett. You're watching Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. Chip Granderson will lead things off for the Cougars here. Granderson got the start in game 1 at shortstop, and he's back in there for game 2. But this time leading off as a little bit of an overhaul in the lineup for the Cougars. He looks at strike 1 there from Joe Logsdon. Logsdon enters today's game with a 1-2 record for Maryville. That pitch inside from the right-hander. So Granderson, then Smithers, then McKinney, then Tickle. Featheroff gets the start at catcher, batting in the 5 spot. Cale Davis, the DH today, batting 6 as Granderson swings, fouls that one. Matt Wall getting his first playing action this season in right field. Zach DiCarlo in left field, Hunter LaPrell in second base. And that's your batting lineup for the Cougars here in game 2. 1-2 count to Granderson. Pitch on the way, misses high for ball 2. Granderson searching for his first base hit of the season. little nubber over to second base. Henry picks it up. Quick throw over to first in time for out number 1. That'll bring up Dallas Smithers.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars, center fielder, Dallas Smithers.
Smithers steps in, the junior out of Ringgold, Virginia. Local product out of nearby Dan River High School. And he'll look at strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. That drops in there for strike 2. That ball low and outside in the dirt. It'll skip all the way to the backstop, so ball 1 to Smithers. Ball misses, so 2-2 the count. Little liner up the middle, and that will drop in for a single. So Smithers on board here with 1 out.
Now batting for the Cougars, third baseman, Chase McKinney.
I'm going to bring up Chase McKinney. First pitch, a ball. Runner on first base. Smithers takes off running. Looks like a hit and run, but ball fouled out of play by McKinney. So Smithers wants to trot back to first. 1-1 to count to the freshman McKinney. Having a decent season. This is his 19th start of the year. Quick throw to first. Smithers back barely. A good throw by Logsdon right on the money. Smithers just able to get a hand back underneath the glove of Drew Johnson. Smithers takes off again. Good throw, but gets away, and will be a stolen base for Smithers. Time called. Smithers will fix the bag. Two and 1 the count to McKinney. Smithers having to do some equipment maintenance, get some of that dirt out of his shoe. First 2 games of the series, the Cougars went 5 2/3 innings, both games without getting a hit. Today, they go a third of an inning and get one on the scoreboard. So that's a positive for Averett coming into this third game and try to avoid the sweep here by the Scots. Logsdon, the right-hander, looks in. 2-1 pitch in there. Up, just missed. Looked like it was right there. Might have been just a little bit low. Logsdon, a freshman out of Cape Coral, Florida. And fastball fouled off of McKinney's foot. Eric Hart, the sophomore out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, getting the start behind the plate here for Game 2 after Evan Ezell played the first 2 games of the series. Full count, and that one misses high, so Chase McKinney aboard with the 1-out walk, and now 2 on for the Cougars for Bradley Tickle, their top hitter. Tickle, the lefty, steps in. First pitch in there for strike 1. Tickle and Dallas Smithers, both teammates in high school at Dan River High School. Pitch misses low. Both took detours before coming to Averett. Tickle went to Danville Community College for 2 years, had 2 really solid seasons there. Smithers went off to UVA Wise for a year and then transferred to Averett last season, had a stellar season for the Cougars a year ago. 1-1 the count, and that pitch inside for ball 2. Runners on the move. Ball hit up the middle, and that'll score 1 as it gets through the infield. And an RBI single by Bradley Tickle puts the Cougars on the board 1-0 for their first run of the day. It's hard to tell from this angle whether or not the shortstop, Patrick Messenger, was able to dive and stop that ball. I thought he had it at first, and the runner was coming home, which could have been dangerous for the Cougars. It would have been sitting duck at home, but got by Messenger, unable to get a glove on, and rolled into left center field, and Smithers able to score easily. So runners on the corners, 1 out for Tyler Featheroff.
Batting for Averett, catcher Tyler Featheroff.
Featheroff batting .250 on the year. Pitch in the dirt. Already seeing some action down in the Maryville bullpen. Tickle, small lead at first base. And Featheroff blasts this one into left field. And McKinney is going to tag up and score. So sacrifice fly for Featheroff puts the Cougars up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. So with 2 outs and runner still on, that'll bring up Cale Davis.
Now batting for the Cougars, designated hitter Cale Davis.
Davis looks at fastball high for ball 1. Davis has played in 2 games. Still searching for his first hit. Did score a run, though. And he has his first hit. That one will drop into the gap in left center field. That'll bring Tickle all the way home. And Cale Davis with a stand-up RBI double for the freshman. What a way to get your first base hit. Davis certainly capable. I've watched him hit in batting practice, and he can crush the ball. He just hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to do so. so far this season. I noticed the first game he played back at the beginning of the year, he just couldn't quite catch up to the ball. It's quite an adjustment from maybe high school to college, just a little bit on the speed from pitchers. And he had some good cuts, just couldn't quite catch up to them. But he got a hold of that one, and the Cougars lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Now we see Matt Wall getting his first appearance, and Cale Davis going to scamper over to third base on the wild pitch. Second baseman for Maryville, Andrew Henry, trying to calm down Joe Logston. Seems a little startled. And that one right off the face mask of the umpire at home for strike one. So 1-1 is the count to Wall, and pitch swung on and missed for strike two. Good cut, though, by the freshman, getting his first plate appearance in a varsity game. Wall, the freshman out of Knightdale, North Carolina. And he fouls that one out of play over our heads in the press box. And the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. And that one right down the middle for strike three. So the Cougars strand a runner at third base, but not before scoring 3 runs, and they lead Maryville 3-0 as we go to the second inning. You're watching Averett Baseball here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back. We go to the top of the second inning. Joe Carpenter due up for the Scots as Averett holds a 3-0 lead on Maryville. Tuggle struck out the side in the first inning. He will not do that here as grounder out to shortstop. Granderson makes the throw over to first for the 6-3 put out for out number 1. And that'll bring up Alden Wright. First pitch misses. Little chopper up the middle. Granderson comes in, throws over to first, and he gets right for out number 2. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the first baseman, Drew Johnson.
Maryville, first baseman, Drew Johnson.
So Tuggle with the pitch and hits the outside corner for strike 1. Tuggle's pitch misses just a little bit high. That'll even the count. This one lined over to third base. McKinney hangs with it, throws to first for the out, and the Cougars have held the Scots in check here in the first 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the second when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Averett leads Maryville 3-0, and Zach DiCarlo steps up to the plate for the Cougars. DiCarlo, little chopper over to the third baseman's head, and will be a single to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. DiCarlo, first collegiate hit and his 7th at-bat. So runner aboard for Hunter Laprelle. Laprelle batting .263.
Now back for the Cougars, second baseman, Hunter Laprelle.
Has 5 hits and 19 at-bats. Drops down a bunt, but will go foul. As the Cougars maybe trying to play a little small ball, add to their run total. Laprelle shows bunt, pulls it back on the low pitch from Logsdon. Ball misses outside. 2-1 the count to Laprelle. Averett softball picked up a 11-3 win in their first game against Methodist earlier today. Just saw that score as Laprelle fouls a bunt over. toward the first base side. So 2-2 count. Runner on the move and ball outside. And DiCarlo in there with a stolen base. His first steal attempt is successful. Cougars really haven't had a chance to do much on the base pass this year. Only 10 steals coming into today as Laprelle strikes out swinging. And one out. That'll bring up the top of the lineup with Chip Granderson.
Comes to replacement of Cougars shortstop, Chip Granderson.
Carlo, good lead at second base. Henry creeping in, but he'll scoot back. And a little chopper over to third. Now, Carlo will try to make the move, and he will be out. Trying to move to third base, so the Cougars run themselves out of the inning. But they still lead 3-0. We'll go to the third inning, and when we come back on the Averett Sports Network. Then we go to the top of the third inning as we're back here on the Averett Sports Network. Averett leads Maryville 3-0 here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Wilson, bringing you live coverage of Averett baseball today here on the Averett Sports Network. And leading things off for the Scots is the catcher, Eric Hart. First pitch from Tuggle in there for strike one. Hart chops this one up the middle. The shift was on, and Granderson was playing right behind second base. And perfect position as he makes the 6-3 putout.
Now batting for the Scots, center fielder Sam Joker.
I'm going to bring up Sam Jokerst. Joker still searching for that first hit of the season. Came in as a replacement in the first game today, and he looks at strike one. And swung on a miss for strike two. Tuggle looks in, shakes off the first sign. 0-2 pitch, just misses low for ball one. Pitch misses high at the numbers. Maryville wearing their all-black tops today, gray pants. Averett in the all-white unis and the white hats. And swung on a miss for strike 3. So I believe that's the 4th strikeout today for Matt Tuggle. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Patrick Messenger.
Coming to the plate for the Scots, shortstop Patrick Messenger.
Called strike from Tuggle. Pitch misses high. Good breaking ball, drops in there for strike 2. Tuggle will do a good job sliding that one in there every now and then, and batters seem to be confused by it. Time called just before Tuggle started his windup. Pitch chop foul down the third base line. Tuggle looks in, 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball chopped up the middle. Granderson comes over, almost runs into Laprelle, but makes the throw and gets Messenger 4 to the third out. So a couple good defensive plays there by the Cougars. And they lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here for the bottom of the third inning. Dallas Smithers at the plate for the Cougars. Averett scored 3 runs back in the first inning. That's where we are right now, as that pitch misses wide from Joe Logsdon. Still some action in the Maryville bullpen should Logsdon run into more trouble here. That pitch hits the inside corner. So 1-1 the count, and that pitch popped up in the infield. Looks like Johnson will call it and almost has some trouble with it. Ball sailed on him just a little bit, but still makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Chase McKinney here with 1 out.
Now batting for the Cougars, third baseman Chase McKinney.
And pitch in there for a called strike to McKinney. Pitch missed inside. Little chopper over to second base. Henry ranges over and scoops it up, throws to first for out number 2. Gonna bring up Bradley Tickle.
Stepping into the box for the Cougars, first baseman Bradley Tickle.
Tickle had the RBI single to get things going for the Cougars back in the first inning. Brought home the first run and started the 3-run inning. Looks at a ball outside. Pitch misses, so 2-0 the count. Two a pitch, that one high. 3-0. Tyler Featheroff due up next for the Cougars. And 4 pitches, all balls, and that'll be a walk. As Tickle trots down to first base.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars, the catcher, Tyler Featheroff.
So Tyler Featheroff will step in. Had the sacrifice fly to left back in the first inning. Brought home the second run of the game. And he looks at strike 1. And another strike hits the outside corner. Good pitch by Logsdon. And that one just missed low. One-two pitch. And Featheroff swings. I'll throw down for the 2-3 put out to end the inning. So the Cougars take their 3-0 lead to the 4th inning when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Averett leads Maryville 3-0. And top of the lineup duo for the Scots in this frame as Andrew Henry shows bunt and fouls it back to the backstop for strike one. Tuggle with the pitch. And that one fouled out of play to the left side. Tuggle 4 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Ups his total to 29 on the season. And that one fouled off the net. Good catch over there in the dugout by assistant coach Jordan Quinn. Caught it right off the ricochet from the net. Landed right inside the dugout. So 0-2 the count to Henry. Swung on a miss for strike 3. So strikeout number 5 in the books for Matt Tuggle. And number 30 on the year. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Logan Hayes, the third baseman for Maryville.
Now batting for Maryville, third baseman Logan Hayes.
Maryville 10-8 this season after picking up the win earlier today. Also 6-2 in the USA South Conference. Breaking ball misses low for Tuggle, and the count is 1-0. Tuggle with the pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Swung on a miss for strike 2, so Tuggle has him fooled so far. That pitch missed in the dirt. Tuggle looks in, 2-2 count. Wind up and the pitch. Sailed right past Logan Hayes' head. All the way to the backstop for ball 3. So full count to Hayes. Little chopper to third. McKinney will get underneath it. Have to make a quick throw to first. And he gets him by about a half step. Good scoop over there at first base by Tickle. As the throw came up a little short. But Tickle making a good defensive play, scooping that one up just in time for out number 2.
Now batting for the Scots, left fielder Bryce Verdaha.
Bryce Verdaha is stepping in. Ball hit out to left field. DiCarlo going back to the warning track in left center, unable to make the catch. That ball sailed on him, and Verdaha all the way to third, hustling, showing off some wheels.
Coming to the plate for the Scots, right fielder Johnny Carpenter.
That'll bring up Johnny Carpenter. Little flare into left field and called by DiCarlo. So 3-0 as the Cougars get out of the jam. Go to the bottom of the fourth when we come back. And we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and coming to the plate, Cale Davis.
Designated hitter, Cale Davis.
Davis, the lefty, steps in, had the RBI double back in the first inning for his first career hit, and ball in the dirt from Logsdon. And Davis under that one, pops it up over in foul territory over by third base. And Hayes able to make the play over in foul territory for out number one. That'll bring up Matt Wall. Wall shows bunt, drops it down the first base line. A little too hard. Luckily for him, it rolled foul because it beat him down the line to first base.
Now batting for the Cougars, right fielder, Matt Wall.
0-1 pitch, misses high, up at the shoulders, 4-1. Wall struck out in his first plate appearance. Looks at ball two there, scoots all the way to the backstop. The 2-1 pitch misses outside, so 3-1 to Wall. Swung on a miss for strike two. Full count. And Wall fouls that one out of play to the right side to stay alive. DiCarlo due up next for the Cougars. Little check swing to stay alive. Pitch on the way, and that one's in there for strike three. Wall thought that one was low. Started to walk toward first base, but no such luck. That'll bring up Zach DiCarlo here with 2 outs. Carlo pops that one up out of play. Carlo reached and stole second base on his last at bat. And breaking ball in there on the corner for strike 2. That pitch in the dirt. One-two pitch. That one in the dirt as well, so that'll even up things at 2-2. Little chopper out to second base. Henry over there. And he'll make the 4-3 put out for out number 3. So the Cougars go 1-2-3 here in the 4th, but they lead 3-0 over Maryville. We'll be back for the 5th inning here on the Averett Sports Network. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Thanks for joining us here on the Averett Sports Network as we bring you today's doubleheader between Averett and Maryville. Averett leads game 2 here, 3-0. Alden Wright will step in for the Scots, facing off against the right-hander Matt Tuggle. Pitch from Tuggle in the dirt for ball 1. One-oh pitch in there for strike 1. And that's in there for strike 2. One-two pitch on the way from Tuggle and fouled into the glove for strike 3. So Tuggle gets another strikeout. And that'll bring up Drew Johnson here with 1 out. Tuggle deals it in there and strike called. Swing. And swinging is Johnson, and into left field goes the First hit of the day for the Scots. That'll bring up Eric Hart.
Now that for the Scots, Eric Hart.
Going to be a scoring change for that hit by Radaha back last inning. Initially ruled a hit, but was changed to an error on the drop once we got some more intel. So Tuggle now pitching to Hart, and that one dropped in there for strike one. Ball hit out to center field. That's going to drop in the gap. Runner thinks about going to third, but good job by DiCarlo to get that one in. So with two aboard and one out, that'll bring Sam Jokers to the plate.
Now that for Maryville.
Time called as Featheroff will go out and talk to Douglas. First real trouble he's been in all day. As we said, Radaha did get to third earlier in the game, but Tuggle induced a fly out to left to end it in that inning. Little chopper foul over toward the Averett dugout. One pitch lined right to McKinney. Over to first base in time for the double play. So the 5-3 line out double play gets the Cougars out of the jam. And we head to the bottom of the fifth. Cougars lead Maryville 3-0 here on the Averett Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Hunter LaPrelle will lead things off for the Cougars.
Leading off for the Cougars is second baseman Hunter LaPrelle.
Ball fouled away, so first pitch was a strike. Second one called strike, so 0-2 the count to Laprelle. Back to the top of the lineup after him. Laprelle reaches out and pokes that one down foul over toward the fence along the right side. Laprelle pokes that one into right center, and it will be the right fielder, Johnny Carpenter, making the catch, calling off the center fielder, Jokerst. And that'll bring up Chip Granderson.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars. Shortstop, Chip Granderson.
Pitch in there for strike one. Loxton still going on the mound for the Scots. Despite that rough first inning. That pitch is a ball. Another ball, so 2-1 the count to the freshman shortstop. Ground ball in a short. Messenger picks it up, throws, and will get Granderson. And that'll bring up Dallas Smithers. Pitch in there, drops in there on the inside corner for strike one. Ball just over the head of the third baseman, Logan Hayes, and Smithers on board with a 2-out single. So that'll bring up Chase McKinney.
Now batting for the Cougars, third baseman, Chase McKinney.
Throw over to first, not in time. Pitch misses low and inside, right at McKinney's feet. Another throw over to first, but Smithers back in time. Tick will do up next for the Cougars after McKinney, should he keep the inning going. Smithers on the run and throw down to second base in time. And safe. Umpire was ready to ring him up, but saw something at the last second that made him change his mind. So Smithers gets the steal. Ball popped up in foul territory. It looks like it's going to stay in play. Johnson over there to make the catch for out number 3. So the Cougars get a runner in scoring position. Can't get him in, but they still lead Maryville 3-0 here as we go to the 6th inning. You're watching Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network. We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Owen Fulton Field. Averett leads Maryville 3-0. Patrick Messenger leading things off for the Scots.
For the Scots. Shortstop, Patrick Messenger.
Pitch from Tuggle, poked through the right side. Into right field for a leadoff single. Scott's dugout very excited over there.
Now back to the Scots.
And that'll bring up the top of the lineup, starting with Andrew Henry. Good pitch, fooled Henry, and called strike one. And this one hit up the middle, and that'll drop in right in front of Smithers. So back-to-back singles. That'll bring up Logan Hayes.
Third baseman, Logan Hayes.
Corners playing in on the grass, right at the edge. Ball gets away from Laprelle momentarily on the throw back to second, but runners stay. I think everybody's expecting a sacrifice bunt here. Move runners in scoring position for the Scots' best hitter, Bryce Radaha. And will be a bunt attempt. Good bunt, and will roll foul. Luckily for the Cougars, that was a beautiful bunt, but caught a few blades of grass and pushed it left. Pitch on the way, another bunt, but this one pulled back in the dirt. And will be a ball, so 1-1 the count. Featheroff threw down to first base, but not in time. Henry at first base. Messenger at second. 1-1 the count here to Logan Hayes. Tuggle looks in. Pitch and bunt shown and fouled all the way back to the net. And that'll be 2 strikes on Hayes. Maryville not scared to try to bunt with 2 strikes, as we've seen so far today. We'll see if the bunt stays on or if they elect to allow Logan Hayes to swing here. He will be swinging, and he missed. So good pitch there by Matt Tuggle. Got him with a high heat for
Now batting left fielder,
strikeout. That'll bring up Bryce Radaha. Time called as Coach Ed Fulton will make his way out to the mound. Come up with a strategy here. That last punch out, the 7th on the day for Matt Tuggle through 5 1/3 inning. Fulton, always a teacher out there, making sure his guys are learning as they go along, and he must have seen something with Tuggle there that he wanted to address. So the meeting of the minds is over, and we'll get back to action here. Fulton shifting. Got a huge shift on. Shortstop Chip Granderson playing on the right field side of second base, all the way back on the edge of the outfield. First pitch misses for a ball. Pretty lonely over there on the left side as Chase McKinney kind of wedged in between the shortstop third base spot. Needs to watch out in case that runner takes off. Good fastball in the inside corner from Tuggle. Outfield shifted around as well. DeCarlo, the left fielder, out playing in the gap, right about where Radaha hit the last ball when he was at his last at bat. 1-1 counts and popped up to deep right field. Wall underneath it, and both runners will tag up. However, only Messenger will advance a bag, and so runners on the corners with 2 outs for Carpenter. See if the Cougars can once again get out of a jam here with a Scott on third base, only 90 feet away from scoring. Tuggle with the pitch and the breaking ball in there for strike 1. A 0-1 pitch, runner on the move, and they're going to try to get him. And they will get him with the 2-4 caught stealing before the run scored. So the Cougars once again find a way to get out of it. And they lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th here on the Averett Sports Network. Welcome back to Owen Fulton Field here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Averett leads Maryville 3-0 here in Game 2 of our doubleheader, Game 3 of our 3-game series. And Bradley Tickle at the plate for the Cougars. The junior looks at ball 1 in the dirt. Logson's pitch put out into center field. Jokerst underneath it for out number 1. I'll bring up Tyler Featheroff.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars, the catcher, Tyler Featheroff.
Pitch from Logson, hit up the middle. Good ranging play by Henry, and he's going to make an outstanding defensive play to get Tyler Featheroff out at first base. That for sure looked like a single up the middle, and Henry said, no, sir. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Cale Davis. Davis stepping in as an RBI double to his credit earlier this game. Also popped out foul to the third baseman. First pitch is a ball. And a little number down third base. Rolls foul. Seeing a little action movement in both bullpens. Maryville has a couple guys warming up. Averett, nobody throwing at the moment, but a couple people moving around down there. Should they need them. That pitch misses outside. 2-1 the count to Cale Davis. Davis, 6'5", out of Eden, North Carolina. Right down the road. Went to Moorhead High School. That ball missed as well. So 3-1 the count to Davis. Davis turns on that one, crushes it down the right field line, but foul in the corner. Davis was all over that one. So 3-2 the count. And Davis going to put this one into center field, but sails on him and right into the glove of the center fielder Jokerst for the third out. So Cougars go 1-2-3 in the 6th, but they will take that 3-run lead to the 7th when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. Welcome back as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Averett leads Maryville 3-0. Johnny Carpenter will lead off for the Scots in this frame.
Right fielder, Johnny Carpenter.
Tuggle with the off-speed pitch. And Carpenter fouls that one off to the right side. 0-1 pitch from Tuggle in the dirt. One pitch misses outside for ball 2.
This girl is my age. She has 2 kids. She's married. She doesn't.
2-1 pitch just missed the outside corner. Three-one pitch on the way from Tuggle, and this one lined through the right side for a single. And the Scots threatening again here in the 7th.
Now batting, designated hitter, Alden Wright.
Alden Wright comes to the plate, the DH, with a chance to help get the Scots back into it. Tuggle looks in. Pitch popped up, but foul out of play to the right side. Another foul ball out of play. That one in the dirt. Throw down to first base, not in time. Ball hit out to deep center field. And good running play by the center fielder, Dallas Smithers, for the out. That ball kept going. The wind blowing out to dead center field. Got caught up in the jet stream, and Smithers had to run out there and get that one for the out.
First baseman, Drew Johnson.
So Drew Johnson will step in with one out. Little grounder to short. Granderson throws to second, over to first base, not in time for the double play, but it will get the lead runner for out number 2.
Coming to the plate from Maryville, the catcher, Eric Hart.
So Eric Hart at the plate here with 2 outs. Ball hit out to deep center field again. Smithers going back, and he's not going to get that one. That one's going to drop in and probably score a run. And they're going to hold up Granderson with a good throw in. They're going to hold up the runner at third base, as Hayes was initially going to be sent. Or excuse me, I believe that's Messenger down at third base.
Coming to the plate for the Scots, Sam Jokers.
And we're going to have a pinch runner at first, it looks like. We'll find out who it is. Looks like number either 10 or 19. Couldn't tell. Yep, it is 19. That is Hayden Hollingsworth. Got in the first game earlier today. So Hollingsworth takes over on the base pass. Jokerst at the plate. Fastball in there for strike one. Runner on the go, and they will try to get him. An errant throw by Featheroff will allow the runner to come home.
So I do a stolen base for him and then an E2T for the dude who.
So it'll be an error on the throw that allowed the run to come home. Will be stolen base. As Hollingsworth was already there. He's going to take off, go for third. Ball popped up behind the plate. Featheroff makes the catch on the halo. So Maryville gets one run back, but Averett still leads 3-1. We'll go to the bottom of the seventh when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Scots. Josh Wolf takes over. He will face Matt Wall. Wall looks at a fastball high for ball 1. Swung on a miss. Wolf enters today his fifth game. 0-1 on the season in 5 innings, has a 5.40 earned run average. He takes over for the starter, Logston, who went the first 6 innings. That pitch misses outside, so 2-1 the count. Logston still on the hook for the loss as of right now, as the Cougars lead 3-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2. Defensive change for the Scots now catching is Evan Ezell. Eric Hart was pinch run for by Hollinsworth, so Hollinsworth now out of the game, and Ezell in to catch. And tough day for Matt Wallace. He strikes out again. That'll bring up Zach DiCarlo. That ball in the dirt and off the chest protector of Ezell. Ezell caught both games in the first 2 games of the series, all 9 innings, so got a little bit of rest here to start game 3 of the series, but he's back in there. 1-0 pitch coming, and fastball misses high. Fastball hits the outside corner. Makes it 2-1 to DiCarlo. Three and 1 the count to DiCarlo. Hunter Laprelle due up next for the Cougars. Pitch misses, and DiCarlo will draw the walk. I'll bring up Laprelle.
Stepping into the box for the Cougars, second baseman Hunter Laprelle.
Pitch misses. Low for ball 1. Fastball, though, across for a strike. That'll even the count. After Laprelle, it's back to the top of the lineup for Averett. Good lead by DiCarlo over at first. He's taken off and swinging a miss. They'll throw down to second. Ball a little wide on the throw, but it will be a stolen base for DiCarlo, his second on the day. Was a strike, so 1-2 the count to Laprelle at the plate. But now he has a runner in scoring position. Pro, looking for his second RBI on the year if he could bring him in. And swung and missed that pitch in the dirt. They will have to throw down. And the 2-3 put out on the strikeout for out number 2. And Chip Granderson comes to the plate. Pitch misses low and outside. Huge hole on the right side of the field. If Granderson could go backside, he could easily score a run. And hits the inside corner. That looked a little bit inside, but nevertheless a strike. Wolf with the pitch in the dirt again, so 2-1 the count. Smithers due up next. Granderson looks at a strike 2 call. Two the counts, and this one chopped over to third. That'll get through. And Granderson has his first collegiate hit on the single through the left side. That'll move DeCarlo over to third. So runners on the corners here with 2 outs for Dallas Smithers. Chance to get back that run that they gave up in the top half of this inning. Runners on first and third. Granderson not going and called ball on the outside. Cougars do have some pitchers warming up in the bullpen should they need to go to them in the 8th. Looks like Sawyer Smith down there tossing around. 1-0 pitch to Smithers, misses high. 2-0 the count. Rocky Moriello and Zach McGee warming up for Maryville as that pitch across for strike 1. Two and 1 the count to Smithers. Pitch on the way, chop foul down the third base side. Granderson on the move, swung on a miss, and third strike on Smithers. So the Cougars get 2 runners aboard, but can't get one of them in. But they still lead Maryville 3-1. We go to the 8th inning when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. Couple of defensive changes for the Cougars. Now playing left field, A.J. Hart. And in right field, Adam George.
Now back for the Scots, Patrick Messenger.
Patrick Messenger will lead things off for Maryville. And the pitch from Tuggle high for ball 1. Cougars going with a little bit more experience. Guys who have seen some action so far this year. On the corner outfield spots here to finish off this game with only a 2-run lead. 1-0 pitch from Tuggle, hit out to center field. That's going to drop in over Laprel's head. And it will be a leadoff single for the shortstop. Top of the lineup now due up for the Scots, starting with Andrew Henry. Throw over to first base, not in time as Messenger back. Fastball in there for strike 1. Throw over to first, not in time again. Ball fouled. Looks like that might get out of play and stays in, but hits the warning track as A.J. Hart hit the fence. Oh, 2 count. Ball hit out to left field. Hart camping out underneath it will make the play for out number 1. That'll bring up Logan Hayes.
Coming to the plate from Maryville, Logan Hayes.
Throw over to first. This ball hit out to right field. In the gap, George running after it will make the catch on the run for out number 2. Bryce Radaha. Will step up to the plate. Pitch outside. Probably not going to give Radaha too much to swing at here. Leads the Scots in home runs and RBIs. Ball popped up. Tickle collides with Laprelle. Tickle will make the catch, though. A little dangerous play there. So Cougars get out of that jam. They take their 3-1 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. See if they can add to it when we come back on the Averett Sports Network. And Chase McKinney due up to start things for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Wolf still on the pitch for the Scots. Breaking ball misses high. Pitch inside. Ball 2. And that pitch misses low. So 3-0 the count to McKinney. That pitch missed as well, right at the letters. So leadoff walk for the freshman, and that'll bring up Bradley Tickle. Tickle with an RBI single back in the first inning. And looks like we're going to have at least a discussion on the mound, maybe a change. We will find out. And looks like we will have a change. We'll let you know who it is when we come back on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back. We do have a new pitcher, and it is number 40, Zach McGee, a junior out of King, North Carolina. Six-foot lefty. McGee making his 10th appearance on the year. 1-0 this season with 10 strikeouts and a 1.35 ERA, so very solid out of the pen for the Scots. Fastball misses high. Have to wonder if part of the reason they bring in the lefty is to make sure the runner doesn't get a good lead over at first. Much tougher to steal on a lefty. Plus, you need to shut down the Cougars if you want to get back in this game. So bringing a guy who has that type of stuff, and McGee does. Pitch hits the outside corner, leaving the count at 1-1. Stickle, then feather off. And tries to bunt it, pops it up. Luckily for him, Ezel unable to get to it. One and two the count. Throw over to first, not in time. Tickle able to get a little piece of that one, fouled back to the backstop. Another foul. Tickle staying alive. And swung on a miss for strike three. And that'll bring up Feather off here with one out and a runner at second base. So McKinney down at second base after the steal. And line shot. They try to double off. And so line out, good play by the shortstop Messenger, but he's going to get hit with the air on the errant throw back to second, trying to double off McKinney. That allowed McKinney to go to third. So now McKinney only 90 feet away for Cale Davis. Davis with the RBI double back in the first. Also crushed a ball foul into the corner in right field in his last at bat. And he'll take strike one. That one in the dirt. That's going to get away. Zell unable to get to it in time. And McKinney comes home for another insurance run. That'll be huge for the Cougars. Trying to salvage one game here from Maryville. That pitch was a ball. So 1-1 the count to Davis. Clear base paths for the freshman. Little chopper foul to the right side. Davis swings and misses at that one for strike three, but not before the Cougars add another run on the wild pitch. They lead 4-1. We go to the top of the ninth when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back for the top of the ninth inning. Matt Tuggle looking to finish this one off for the complete game. He will face off against Johnny Carpenter first. Cougars lead Maryville 4-1, and first pitch across for strike one to Carpenter.
Right fielder Johnny Carpenter leading off for the Scots.
Another pitch across for strike two. Will be Carpenter, Wright, and Johnson due up for the Scots here in the top of the ninth inning. Pitch on the way, misses high. Fastball up at the shoulders. 1-2 pitch from Tuggle. And hit up the middle. That's going to get through for a single. And Carpenter is aboard to start things off for the Scots in the ninth. That'll bring up Alden Wright, the DH. And time is called as Jordan Quinn, the pitching coach, will slide out and talk things over. Meanwhile, a couple guys get up and start tossing in the bullpen just in case they're needed. Might as well go ahead and get loose. Looks like Patrick Long down there throwing. The meeting over, and we're back to action. Pitch from Tuggle, way outside, gets away. Featheroff able to jump on it, gets the runner at second base, trying to get down there. And Carpenter erased on an excellent play by Tyler Featheroff behind the plate. Ball didn't really get that far away from him. Carpenter decided to take off. Featheroff able to get to it with a spin move and throw a bullet down to second base. And that'll be the first out. That pitch a little low, so 2-0 the count to right. Pitch high, so 3-0. And will be a 4-pitch walk to right. That'll bring up Drew Johnson, the first baseman.
Coming to the plate for the Scots, first baseman, Drew Johnson.
First pitch, a ball. That one in there for a strike, so 1-1 the count to Johnson. This ball hit up the middle. That'll get through for a single. And 2 aboard with 1 out. So we will have a pinch hitter for the Scots. It will be number 30, Derek Hurt. Hurt had a rough first game, was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. But he's getting called on here to try to keep things alive. We'll also have a pinch runner at second base. Looks like number 27, Michael Hawks, will take over for the DH Alden Wright.
Pinch running for the Scots, number 27, Michael Hawks. No, I thought they had started. It looked like they not realized the ump was
So 2 aboard here with 1 out. Hawks, the runner at second base. Hurt, the runner at the plate. That pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Patrick Long, Sawyer Smith warming up for the Cougars in the bullpen if they need help. 0-1 pitch from Tuggle, just misses the outside corner with a breaking ball. That pitch in the dirt. Runner not going. They learned from earlier in this frame where Featheroff threw the runner out at second. That pitch across for a strike. 2-2 the count to Hurt. Two pitch. Chopped down the third base line, but foul. Caleb Adams on deck with a bat. Looks like he will pinch hit. Two and two still the count to Hurt. Top of the ninth. Runners on first and second. Averett leads Maryville 4-1. Matt Tuggle with the pitch. Misses outside. So full count. And maybe the most important pitch of the game coming up right here. Tuggle looks in. And ball fouled back to the net as Hurt stays alive. They'll do it again. 3-2 the count. Tuggle looking in. Time called. Looks like we had a little stare off there. I think Featheroff, Tuggle couldn't agree on a pitch, so they'll go out and talk about it. Pitch on the way, fouled off once again as Hurt stays alive. The drama mounting here in the top of the ninth inning. Game 3 of the series, game 2 of the day. Pitch. That one chopped foul. I've always felt that the more in a full count situation, the more times you can foul it off as a batter, the more it works in your favor, because that means the pitcher has to keep coming in. And it's sometimes, especially deep in a game, hard to throw a strike that many times in a row. Payoff pitch again, misses inside, and that one missed. And base is loaded after the walk. And that'll bring up Caleb Adams.
Number 10, Caleb Adams.
Adams has seen action, I believe, in both games leading up to this game. Batting .308 on the year. One out, bases loaded, pitch high for ball one. We'll see how long the leash will be on Tuggle. One-0 pitch And that's in there for a strike on the inside corner. Time called. Adams was 1 for 1 with a run scored back in the first game earlier today. After as a reserve. Ball hit up the middle. 4-6-3. Not in time, but does make it 2 outs. And they erase the runner at second. Run does score, so does cut the lead to 4-2. So the good news is the tying run is not in scoring position just yet, but there is a runner at first base.
Is that Hunter Ashford? At second? Yeah.
And we'll have a pinch runner at first base. Looks like number 15, Mackenzie Jackson.
Pinch runner for the Scots, number 15, Mackenzie Jackson.
So pinch runner at first base, Mackenzie Jackson. Get a little bit extra speed. Maybe try to put that tying run in scoring position.
Scots shortstop, Patrick Messenger.
Patrick Messenger at the plate, 2 outs. Averett leads 4-2. Pitch in the dirt. Runners stay. Runner at third essentially means nothing. You just got to make sure that runner at first does not get around to score. Throw. Fake to first. One 0 pitch misses low for ball 2. Messenger batting in the 9 spot, so that means if he could reach, we're back to the top of the lineup for Maryville, and that could spell trouble. 2-0 count. Pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Good placement by Tuggle. Two-one pitch. Hits the outside corner for strike 2. Pause there by the umpire to have a little dramatic pause before he called that one a strike. So 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. And time called at the plate. Averett trying to hold off Maryville. Take one of these 3 games in this series and also pick up their first conference win in the process if they could hold on here. 2-2. Pitch in the dirt. Now it is 3-2. And once again, full count. Andrew Henry due up next. Ball chopped to third. McKinney. Can he throw it in time? He will, and the Cougars hold on to win 4-2 over Maryville. Matt Tuggle with an excellent game. And the Cougars pick up the win here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, Game 3 of the series. Tuggle gave up 9 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 runs, 1 earned. And the Cougars improve to 5-14 on the year, 1-5 in USA South. Maryville drops to 10-9, 6-3. Tuggle gets the win. He improves to 2-2. Logsdon gets the loss. He falls to 1-3 on the year. So that'll wrap things up here on the Averett Sports Network's coverage of Averett baseball this weekend. Thank you for joining us for this series. We'll be back on Thursday when Averett hosts Bridgewater at 3:30 p.m. right here at Owen Fulton Field. Between then, Averett does hit the road on Wednesday to face Washington and Lee. You can follow that game. Just go to averettcougars.com for the links. So for everybody here at Owen Fulton Field in the press box, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time here on the Averett Sports Network. Cougars win 4-2.
This has been a production of the Averett Sports Network.